Starfield Shattered Space. Oh, I'm not sure what all I can say about it, to be honest. So, as you know, I do like Starfield. It just has a lot of issues lore-wise for me. Gameplay loop, it's alright. It does wear down. I just kind of goof around in it at this point. But they released their first major DLC, which is called Shattered Space, where we go to House Faroon's home world or hideaway world, whatever you want to call it. And just in case you don't know, House Faroon is a very religious type of culture. We run into their zealots all over the place, and basically they want to kill you in honor of the Great Serpent, which their founder, I forget his name, Varun, supposedly made contact with and started the Great Crusade against the settled systems. Obviously, they lost and were driven back to wherever Varun Kai, I guess is the world is called. And the planet itself, it looks very desolate, like kind of imagine Michael Bay's Armageddon, the surface of the asteroid, if you will. Best way I can describe it. And, well, apparently there was a cataclysm on the planet. The only reason we know that is because of a space station. Now, I'm not sure if it is initiated every time you, or the first time you go to a new world, or it's at a specific location. But I was going to continue on doing a mission. I forget what it was, what particular one it was at the time. But the space station Oracle had appeared above the world. And I boarded it. And I remember the devs said it was supposed to be like a horror type situation. And it kind of had the atmosphere. But because of the way that the game is being sandbox-ish, it didn't have the right atmosphere or the feel, because you can literally just walk away from the speakers, not know what's going on, all of a sudden you're being attacked, and it's just like, well, what the hell just happened? But I do stick around for as much as the dialogue as I can. But like I said, the horror aspect of it didn't really stick. So we have to fight a new type of enemies, void horrors, if I remember correctly. I don't remember all the enemy names and all the enemy types, but basically beings that are torn from our reality to another. And there's a lot of confusion. They can't really interact with you until they start attacking you, kind of thing. So it's weird. There's one who doesn't know you're there, but can tell you're there, kind of thing. And you're following him throughout the station, trying to repair it, get it ready. And along the way, you're encountering walls of blue ectoplasm, I guess is the best way to describe it. Along the way, you discover they were running some experiments with a type of grav drive, and it wasn't working properly. Now, if I remember correctly, it's just the grav drive, because most of this game's theme is around gravity, especially the starborn powers. A lot of gravity-based stuff. So, experiments wasn't working and resulted in the space station becoming all fucked up and shit. But once you restore everything back to normal, quote unquote, you are taken to Varun Kai, where you are now a new representative, or the representative of the space station. Now, when you land, you're greeted by a very hostile guard who wants to know what the hell happened, and there's a speaker for the High Council. The High Council says, "Hey, this person showing up is a sign from the Great Serpent. Let's let him in." And they agree, but the only stipulation is you have to become a member of House Faroon, which, I mean, makes sense, but you can, at the end of it, you can actually literally just denounce it and not worry about it ever again, which, haha, very funny. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, you walk the path of the serpent, where it explains the history of Faroon, House Faroon. Which, I mean, it's cool. It finally gives you the history of it and all that. And at the end of it, you become blessed and you become a House Faroon member. And you find out afterwards, when you meet the High Council, that there was a giant cataclysm at the center of the city you're in. And it has essentially wiped out half of the town and most of the population. And it is related to the the space station that you were in. Now you have to help 3 different houses to get a device called the Morning Engine working. And it's more or less fetch crest, get this, find this out, and you kind of get to reshape the structure, more or less, of the remnants of Faroon. One of them is you have to either save or kill a cousin member that was kidnapped by heretics or by zealots, in order to either lose the zealot's help or gain it. I unfortunately chose to kill the cousin because even the people in the city don't like the zealots at all because, well, no one really likes zealots anyway. Then it's finding out the history of what these phantoms are, which is people mind trapped in a plane of existence in between this one and the afterlife, if I'm understanding it correctly. Like, it's basically the physical world versus the void world. And the only way that is achievable is through a certain device that the original founder of Rune had. Now, the current speaker of House Faroon is the descendant, and he got one of the void crystals. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm going to call it the void crystal for right now. He got one, and that's what initiated the cataclysm in the city, because he didn't do it right. Now, when you get yours, you can have the opportunity to kill the phantoms that were stopping you from getting it, or letting them live. And obviously, if you let them live, you're trying to escape from the structure that they're in, and they're trying to kill you. So I guess it would have been easier just to kill them and get it over with, but I just said, fuck it, I just need the one, let's go, we're leaving. And then, what was the third one? Oh yeah, the third one was you had to kill the son of one of the one of the elders of one of the houses, because he denounced the faith and left, which in this case is treason, and treason is punishable by death. And anyone who has helped him, you're supposed to kill as well. Well, since I don't give a shit about House Faroon's rules and all that, I decided to spare everyone who helped the kid and let the kid survive. All you need for proof is a ring. Which I think it's funny that it's always like, bring me one particular item. Don't bring me like the head, the finger, a picture, anything else. It's just, no, give me this one thing. Give me the ring. Give me the ring. But yeah. I figured for Varun, bringing a body part would have been more, would have been better proof. But I let the kid live, and I lied to the house that he's from that he was dead, and that pissed a couple of people off, but yeah, got what I needed in the long run. And I recorded the moment when the morning engine was activated, and it wasn't like I said before, it wasn't a cinematic, but it didn't feel cinematic enough to be like, okay, I'm gonna save this. It was just kind of one of those things like, oh, that's it? Okay. I also did forget to mention, after the first mission, I was given the opportunity to go see the speaker's ghost myself, where he's the one who begged me to save him, to get into the Citadel, to find him. Which is like, okay, well, I was doing that anyway. And the person who gave me this mission made it seem like if I didn't do this, everything would be messed up. So it was just like, okay, this was a weird segue, but okay. So after you have access to the scaled Citadel, which is where the Cataclysm took place at, which is a giant church, like pillar. Yeah, it's basically a tower. But you have to go to the basement, then you have to go all the way up. In the basement is where you restart all the power sources and then stabilize everything. It's also where you learn that the speaker has an army of these void soldiers, void horrors, and you can choose to either unleash them upon the galaxy to start the second Great Crusade, or kill them. Guess which one I chose to do? I'll give you a hint. It benefited the galaxy as a whole. That's right, I killed those fuckers. And obviously that pissed off the speaker. Now, I might go back and try it again on a new run, doing the opposite choices. But this is that's one choice I definitely want to see how it affects the galaxy as a whole. But after I chose to kill them, the speaker said, meet me at the top of the tower. Also, you have all these zealots bum rushing everything, so it's going to be really difficult for you to reach me. But you can't stop me. I'm going to get more soldiers because I'm the speaker. Blah, 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 blah. Here's what I said to him.
Okay, dude, calm down. Take a chill pill. If you don't have a chill pill, take one of those chill strips. You put it on your tongue, it dissolves. Chill.
Yeah. I'm going to be spamming that eventually at some point. But yeah, after you reach the top of the tower, you have to destroy the gate that he had opened with the experiment that caused the cataclysm. And it's kind of an annoying fight, but because I had God mode on, don't say anything. It was just mostly like a lot of flashing, a lot of the screen shake and hits and all that. It got really crowded, but you have to destroy 4 power sources before you can shut it down, and shoot him a bunch of times before he finally vanishes. And again, because it's not a cinematic themed game, and you can literally walk away from any conversation basically. At one point I was getting hit, quote unquote, and then I just magically appeared at the base of the gate. And then I finally noticed the tower was being consumed by the ectoplasm. Now, I'm not saying every game needs to have cutscenes, but I think some cinematic hint or something would have been more helpful, because I'm just like, what the fuck's hitting me? What's going on? There's no enemies. I'm still getting hit. What's going on? What's going on? And then all of a sudden, I'm just in the middle of the room, like, wait, what? Huh? Oh, the tower's coming around. I didn't see that. And then you fall through the floor, and yeah. So at this point, you have to run away, get out of the tower. And once again, since I had God mode on, I wasn't getting stopped or slowed down by enemies. I also don't know if there's an actual time limit or not. But once you get out of the tower, there is an actual cinematic that plays, which is just you walking out, looking backwards and up, and the tower is being consumed by the gate. Now, again, I don't know if this is the same ending everyone will get. I'll find that out in a different run, but I'm assuming it's the only one you get when you destroy the gate. So you wake up afterwards, and the Citadel is gone. And you have to choose a new speaker. Now, you can say, hey, I don't think anyone's fit to rule. House of Rune's done. And if you do, the High Council members say, hey, well, F you, you're banished. If we ever see you again, you're going to be killed on sight. And that will literally end all the rest of the Varun stuff that you didn't do. And I would assume if you leave the planet, you cannot come back without triggering a massive fight. So I reloaded and I said, hey, the XYZ house is now the new speaker people. And then the person that gave you the visit the speaker quest before says, hey, what about the Second Crusade? What's going on with that? And I told them, yeah, I killed everyone. It wasn't the right move. And the one house is like, well, it was a former speaker's last wish. We need to follow it. And the last two houses basically said, hey, we're not getting involved. This isn't what we want. And then it falls on you to say, yeah, let's do it, or no, you guys need to focus on rebuilding. I said focus on rebuilding because, once again, for the benefit of the galaxy, it's a good thing that the House of Rune cannot fight, but also there's not much of a House of Rune left anyway. So right now I am doing all the side. I'm going to start working on some side quests and all that to learn more stuff. I think overall so far the story for the side quest is kind of like, okay, it's not grand, it's not that great. I was hoping for more gravity. Like, it looked like a lot of the stuff in the trailer you're going to be doing more three-dimensional fighting that I probably either missed or I didn't take advantage of. It just, story-wise, it didn't really turn out for me. Now that the Citadel is gone, it's just like, okay, I can't go back there. I can't explore. I will say though that the set piece for it looks really cool. It's definitely the most unique world there is, even more unique than like New Atlantis or Akeda, whatever the Wild West world is. I do like how unique it is that it's actually handcrafted and all that. And honestly, I think Bethesda needs to do that more from this point on with the DLCs. Just make unique worlds, even if it's just for one story line. But I was glad they didn't do another copy paste world. The Citadel itself, I would have loved to explore that if it without all the ectoplasm and everything. Like I said, maybe whenever I go back and play this DLC again on a different run, I'll choose the different options, and maybe the Citadel will still be around and I can explore it. Because the bits I was able to see, it looked awesome. It looked really cool. Yeah, if you have the DLC, I'd say it's worth a shot. Give it a try. If you don't have it, I'm not going to say don't get it, but I'm not going to push and say you should get it. It's just kind of a meh. Yeah, so I'm not disappointed. I'm not excited. I'm not thrilled. I'm not upset. It's just a very meh for me. So who knows? Maybe going around and doing different scenarios with it will change my mind one way or the other. But I'll stick in the middle for the time being on this. So thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.